Welcome to Esoterisphere. The book of Genesis tells us that Adam and Eve were created by God, lived in paradise, and were cast out after disobeying him. For centuries, that version of the story shaped how people understood human nature, sin, and the divine. But what if there's another version? What if Adam had his own account, one that was hidden for nearly 2,000 years? A story not of sin, but of memory. Not of punishment, but of imprisonment. That's what we find in the Apocalypse of Adam, one of the most mysterious texts from the Nag Hammadi Library. In this version, Adam doesn't speak as a man groveling before God. He speaks as a divine being who remembers the truth and wants to pass that truth on before it's forgotten forever. This is Esoterisphere, and today we're diving into a lost gospel that reimagines humanity's origin, not as a fall from innocence, but as a descent from the stars. The Apocalypse of Adam was discovered in 1945 in a clay jar buried in the Egyptian desert, alongside over 50 other early Christian and Gnostic texts. Known collectively as the Nag Hammadi Library, these works had been hidden away for more than 1,600 years, likely sealed in the late 4th century to protect them from destruction by the institutional church, which had branded such teachings heretical. The Apocalypse of Adam itself, however, was written nearly 2,000 years ago, sometime in the 1st or 2nd century CE. It was written as a message from Adam to his son Seth, the third child of Adam and Eve, and a key figure in many Gnostic traditions. Seth is often depicted not just as a son, but as the guardian of secret wisdom, the spiritual heir to a lost knowledge humanity once possessed. And what Adam has to say changes everything. He begins by describing his origins, not as the first man created by God, but as a being who existed in a realm of light before the material world was formed. When God had created me out of the earth, along with Eve, your mother, I went about with her in a glory that she had seen in the aeon from which we had come. This glory refers to the divine realm, a higher spiritual reality beyond time, beyond flesh, and beyond the authority of the God who created the world we know. Adam and Eve were originally light beings, inhabitants of this realm. But they were pulled down, not by temptation, but by a lower power. In this version of the story, the Garden of Eden isn't paradise, it's a prison, a counterfeit paradise created by a being who thinks he's God. That being, according to the Gnostics, is not the true source. He's a false creator, a counterfeit God. Adam doesn't name this being directly in the text, but he describes him with unmistakable Gnostic markers. We were brought down to this world by a power who had created us from the earth, water, fire, and wind. These are the elements of the material world, and this power is what Gnostics would later refer to as the demiurge, a blind, arrogant creator who believes he is supreme because he is unaware of the greater divine realm beyond him. This being, and his servants, the Archons, are responsible for keeping souls trapped in material bodies, confused and disconnected from their divine origin. In traditional Christian cosmology, creation is good, intentional, and sacred. In Gnostic cosmology, creation is a cosmic accident, a distortion of the original divine pattern. Adam's fall isn't caused by disobedience. It's caused by forgetting. He and Eve lose their knowledge of the true divine source and become bound to a cycle of birth, death, and illusion. But all is not lost. In the Apocalypse of Adam, there is a promise, a prophetic vision of one who will come from the divine realms to bring liberation. Not a warrior. Not a lawgiver. An illuminator. Then the illuminator of knowledge appeared. He came down and shed light on the darkness. This figure is not named Jesus in the text, but he bears the hallmarks of the Gnostic Christ, a savior who brings not atonement, but gnosis. Knowledge. Direct awareness of the divine spark within. But this message, like all radical truths, gets twisted. The text lists 13 kingdoms that arise after the Illuminator appears. Each one tries to interpret or control his message. Some worship him. Some distort him. Some deny him entirely. And they said about him many things. He came from a virgin. He is a spirit. He is a phantom. He is born of a woman. The implication is clear: every system that claims to define the divine ultimately obscures it. These kingdoms, whether political, religious, or philosophical, become barriers to the truth. Only those with the spark of memory inside them will recognize the Illuminator for what he is. The apocalypse of Adam is more than a retelling of Genesis. It's a cosmic rebellion, a spiritual jailbreak narrative. It tells us that humanity's true origin is divine, that the world we live in is not our home, and that the systems around us may be designed not to enlighten us, but to keep us asleep. The Illuminator doesn't offer salvation through belief. He offers remembrance, a key to escape the trap of illusion and return to the fullness of being we came from. This is the heart of the Gnostic message. You are not broken. You are not fallen. You are asleep in a world that lies to you. And the path back is not through obedience, it's through awakening. The apocalypse of Adam may be over 1,800 years old, but its message still resonates. Because in a world of noise, distraction, and dogma, it whispers a dangerous idea: that truth is something you already carry inside you. That light cannot be extinguished. And that remembering who you are is the most powerful act of resistance. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. Don't forget to tap that notification bell to be notified whenever a new video drops. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, let us know in the comments. Brightest of blessings to you all.